everyone, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome and thanks for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to do my best to sort of demonstrate why I always say to not start a lick on beat 1. And this is a rule that I talk about often. If you're one of my students, you've heard me say this time and time and time again. When you're playing your solos, don't start a lick or a phrase or whatever you want to call it on beat 1. And the reason that we do this is it has to go, sort of way back with, the old origins of the blues, the original blues songs where we had, this call and response idea. And so the call would be on beat 1 and the response would follow it. So in general, I'll say the band is going to provide the call and you are going to provide the response. Okay, so the call has to happen on beat 1. That's where the chord is going to get established. So I always say don't start on beat 1, and that I can guarantee it will sound good if you don't. And so what I mean by that is if you don't start on beat 1 and you play a cool lick, I can guarantee that it's going to sound good. It's going to work. You're going to like the sound of it. It's probably going to sound like what you expected it to sound like. That doesn't mean that you cannot start a lick on beat 1. There are obviously, dozens of examples you can probably think of just right off the top of your head of licks that start on beat 1. And yes, it can work, but I can't guarantee it. So what I have for you today is a lick that sounds great when it's not on beat 1 and really awkward when it is on beat 1. And there's only a half a beat difference. Okay, so it really, really does make a difference. And a lot of times when you learn a lick, I see students all the time, when they learn a brand new lick, they put it on beat 1 sort of by default. And I really want to get you out of that habit. Even if you're reading like a book and you're stealing a lick from a book or a lesson or whatever, if it starts on beat 1, move it. And it makes a difference, okay? And I'm going to try and show you how right now. So let's take a look at a lick that starts on beat 1, okay? Now, this is in the key of C. So it's a C blues, a C pentatonic minor scale. Okay, so if I put this in time the way it's written, it'll go like this. 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a which is a little bit awkward. A little bit faster. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1 and a 2 and a 4. I'm going to even try it with my little backing track here. Here we go. Right? It's a little bit awkward there, okay? Notice what happens if I change that. This is the way it's supposed to go. So now it's on the, I'll say, of beat 1. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a... All right, and if I put that over my track, a 1. That just sounds a lot more natural. It's a lot more comfortable to play. It's a lot easier to learn. It actually took me several tries to play that lick wrong. It's really awkward. It's just not how it's supposed to go, right? So it made it really, really hard to play it wrong. But if you try to play both of these licks, I'm gonna, below this video on my blog, I'll put a little download of a PDF of both of those licks written out. And I encourage you to give it a try. Try playing the one that starts on beat 1. It's gonna feel really, really weird. And then playing the one that starts on beat 2. It's not really an overly difficult lick. If you've been soloing for any amount of time, you've probably played something that's similar. And you'll see just how awkward it feels if you put it on beat 1. So if you have a lick, maybe there's a lick that you've been working with, and it's just always really felt awkward to you. Maybe it's because you're trying to put it on beat 1. And if you put it a half a beat later or a half a beat earlier, I can't tell you how often I've been learning a lick and had it feel really strange, and I move it by a half a beat, and all of a sudden everything works, and it just feels natural and it feels comfortable. So I just want to throw that out there as something that might help you troubleshoot a situation where you have a lick that just doesn't feel right. And hopefully you can hear, this is why I say don't start on beat 1. It's a great idea as soon as you move it off of beat 1. It's a really awkward idea that doesn't sound very bluesy when it starts on beat 1, right? So I hope you got something out of this video. Hope you dug it. And if you like it, share it around. And I look forward to seeing you next time in the next video. See you soon. Take care.